guys, and welcome to my channel, Changing Phases Tarot. I'm so happy to have you here with me today. Now, today's reading is the monthly reading for March 2021 for all of the signs. For the reading, I'll be using the Light Seers Tarot deck by Chris Ann for the main spread. I will be pulling an oracle card from the Ask Your Guides deck, and if I need to clarify, I will use the Zillich Tarot. Just a reminder, these are general readings, so the messages may or may not resonate. The only way to get a truly personalized reading would be to order a private reading from me. If you're interested in that, all the information can be found in the description box below the video. Also, I would encourage you, if you're on TikTok, you can connect with me there. I'm at Changing Phases Tarot on TikTok. And just a big thank you to each and every one of you. Thank you for liking, subscribing, coming back each month. It really does mean a lot to me, and I hope that my readings are able to bring you a little bit of guidance or help, or at least just entertainment. So thanks so much, and I will see each of the signs in a second for your reading. Hi Aries, hope you're doing well. I'm here to get into your reading. I have been shuffling off camera, but we will give the deck a few more shuffles. Spirit, what are the messages for Aries for the month of March 2021? What does Aries need to know? What are the messages for Aries March 2021? Messages for Aries. What does Aries need to know for March 2021? Do a couple more shuffles here. Actually, that will do it. All right, here we go. So the card that came out at the center of your reading is the Five of Cups, crossed by what can help or hinder. Beautiful, the Four of Wands. At the foundation, you have number 21 of the Major Arcana, the World. In the recent past, you have the Fool. So the World followed by the Fool makes sense. Crowning you, message from your higher self, you have Major Arcana number 15, the Devil. Okay, that's 3 Major Arcana so far. In the near future, you have Major Arcana number 20, Judgment. Wow, what is going on with you, Aries? You appear as the Seven of Wands. Just move everything back a little bit. I think I moved things around after the last reading. In your environment, or how others are viewing you, you have Five of Pentacles. So 2 5s in the spread. Hopes and Fears, the Knight of Swords. Outbound energy, 2 of Wands. And from the bottom of the deck, the overall energy, you have the King of Swords. Okay, so starting off here with the center of your spread, the Five of Cups with the Four of Wands. Five of Cups, or fives in the tarot, they can be, difficult energy. It has to do with struggle, also lack mentality. And in the case of the Five of Cups, you can see that there's a definite sense of disappointment, right? The woman is just focused on all of the cups that have spilled out. She has like her foot in this cup and it's just spilling out here. But she's not paying attention to this Ace of Cups right behind her. So, with the Five of Cups, a lot of times it's when there's too much of a focus on what hasn't worked out, the disappointments of the past, which can, if we get into that type of energy, we can end up missing out on new opportunities. So it's more of like a cautionary message, whatever disappointments or things that did not work out for you, just understand that they have ended, and instead of focusing on what you don't have, work on this Ace of Cups and, be aware of and be open to new opportunities. And you do have new things coming in here. So, and that's being crossed by the Four of Wands, which this can be a card of to do with the home. So like moving home, buying a home. It can be moving in with somebody. It can also be like engagement, marriage, a wedding. It's like the happy home card. It's also the soulmate card. You can see here it's like the 1111. So that could be something to do with, there's a celebration. So it's very happy, very positive energy. And it's crossing, so it could help this, this card of disappointment here. So I feel that there's just, again, there's this real need to get out of the, what hasn't happened and just focus on what you have going on right now, because this is some beautiful energy with the Four of Wands. Definite card of celebrations, and possibly to do with, the home or your family or relationship. Now the major arcana, so you have 4 major arcanas going around the center here. I was just looking over the rest of the cards. So you have 1 cups, 1, 2 wands, 1 pentacles, and 2 swords. Okay. So we kind of have all of the suits going on here, plus the, all of the major arcanas. And with, 4 major arcanas, I mean, it's a little less than half of your spread made up of major arcanas, but these are some significant major arcanas, right? We have major endings sitting in the deep past, so the root of the reading here. So there could have been a significant chapter in your life coming to an end, right? The world is a very long chapter. So this could be, leaving a job where you've worked for many, many years to embark upon, a brand new opportunity. This can be leaving a relationship that you've been in for many years to start, a new phase in your life. Within a relationship, this can be ending a certain phase of that relationship, embarking upon a new phase, which, if we think about the Four of Wands, there could be engagement, wedding. That would be an ending of one phase and starting up of a new one. But significant endings and beginnings. It's also a card of celebration. So it's, celebrating whatever this ending is. And then it's immediately followed in the recent past by the Fool, which is the brand new beginning. So endings immediately followed by a brand new beginning. And this is all about, trusting in this new cycle, trusting that the universe has your back, right? You can see that usually the Fool shows the person's kind of stepping off the cliff out into the unknown. This person is so trusting in this new beginning that she's falling backwards. She has her eyes closed. She's falling backwards out into the, the unknown. So new beginnings, possibly quite sort of different new beginnings, but there's definitely, there's a support net behind you. You're being supported and guided by the universe. Now the Devil showing up here as your, or crowning energy. The Devil, you could be dealing with a Capricorn, right? The Devil has to do with Capricorn. The Earth also has to do with Capricorn. The world also has to do with Capricorn. So Capricorn, possibly that you're dealing with Aries. The Fool is Aquarius. We also have Judgment over here, which is Scorpio. But, the Devil is about things in excess, right? We usually think of sort of the devil is like it's that unbalanced energy. It's too much of something. So, there could be a worrying too much. There could be, eating too much, drinking too much. It's whatever, working too much even, right? It's something in excess. And as we know, like if we think about the Temperance card, there's a need for things to be in balance, right? Everything in moderation. Find that middle path. With the devil, it's kind of it's the opposite, right? There's a need for liberation. You can see that he's holding like the strings of the person there. So he's controlling, it's like this puppet type of, controlling the person. So a need to liberate yourself. It can also be about like freeing yourself from a situation. So if you've been maybe stuck in, this, it's very liberating getting out of this ending of a cycle and beginning a new one. So there's a need to kind of release yourself from that as well. Possibly as well to release yourself from this, over sort of concern about what hasn't worked out in the past. So a need to release there. Followed by this rebirth. So we have like new beginnings on the one side, and then we have the judgment, which is all about, through this rebirth comes this brand new life. So this can be a spiritual awakening as well. I love how it's shown in this deck. So you might be going through, for some of you might be going through a spiritual awakening, and understanding. There's also, there's a rebirth. There's a second chance, a coming back around. This could be a second chance with a person. This could be a second chance in, to a second chance at doing something, like especially with this new beginning. Maybe it's going back to doing something that you used to do in the past as far as a job goes, or getting this opportunity. Maybe you interviewed for a position and were turned down, and now it's coming back around again. So there's some type of, second chance going on. There's also this, again, the message to like forgive and just release the past, and forgive yourself, forgive others and situations. And then in order to have this moving forward and new beginning, you showing up with this Seven of Wands, this is a very, it's a card that has to do with standing your ground, about, defending yourself. Sometimes it can be about defending your point of view. And I love how she's just, look how calm she is. Even though there are all those wands pointing at her, it's like she's very calm, and very sure of herself. So it has to do with, being sure of sort of where you're headed and standing your ground. Sometimes this card can come out when you are needing to like defend yourself or defend your way of thinking about something. It could have to do with, maybe this new thing, or if you're getting engaged or getting married or starting off on this new path, this new job, where you're needing to sort of defend yourself. But it's, again, she looks very sure of herself there. So I think the message is to just move forward with certainty, understanding that you are definitely being guided and you're moving forward in the right direction. Now, surrounding you, again, there's this little kind of energy that has to do with lack, so a worry, a concern about finances. The Five of Pentacles, the woman there, she's looking, she has her head down, she's very concerned about, not having enough money or not being able to do something, right? With the Pentacles, earth energy, it has to do with the more tangible things here in the material realm. So the work that we do, money we earn, our homes, our families. But, the message with this card is that there's always help, right? And she actually has, there's a huge key there. So she feels as though she's locked in, she's trapped in the situation, but there's a huge key. And even if the key is too heavy for her, she could ask for help. So there's always, this possibility for you to ask for help. And I feel that this, the five showing up here, it's more of like that nagging type of concern, or, that thinking, oh, if I do this, am I going to have enough money? And worrying about paying the bills. But, again, you're hoping for this rush forward. Look, you have the Knight of Swords as your hopes and fears, and he is very fast moving energy, right? Knights come in with offers. This could be news coming in quickly. This can be, the information that you need to make a decision coming in quickly. On the negative, sometimes he can act a little too quickly, right? He's a little bit too rash, or, rushes forward with something. But he's very much about, forward movement, going after something that he wants. And he's not just running. I mean, he has the motorbike there in front of him. So, this has to do with just focused, forward momentum, very determined, kind of a decision maker type energy. And it's also about success and moving forward. This is what you're hoping for. So you're hoping for success in this forward momentum, you moving forward here. And Two of Wands as your outbound energy, there's a decision. So there's a decision to be made. And I love how in this one, you see how it's like, there's a globe there and there's the VW camper. And it's like she is thinking about just heading off out into the world and, buying a camper van and going off the grid and going off exploring. So it's kind of like this wanderlust type of energy with this Two of Wands. But usually the Two of Wands, it's a very self-empowering energy, because you are the one who stands at the crossroads, and you have the ability to, to make that decision, to head in a certain direction. And there's no right or wrong path for you. It's just, the one that you choose, that is the one that you are meant to go down, right? And so there's a lot to do with like decisions and heading off in new directions. And you have, as the overall energy, this could be you taking on the energy of the King of Wands. It could be you dealing with this King of Wands individual. This would typically be more of an older air sign person, male or female, even though he appears as the king. Could be like a father figure, your father of your children. Could be somebody in like an authority position, so more of an authority figure. But air energy, so Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. And he's somebody who's very intelligent. He's very good at, kind of seeing through the confusion, coming up with that clear decision. He's very brave. He's very courageous. He's very good at communicating as well. So communication might be key this month for you. You could also be dealing with like getting counsel. So a lawyer, could be somebody in like a judge in the legal system. But there's, if this is you taking on the energy, you're very focused and sort of laser focused on what it is that you want. And it's all to do with these new beginnings, possibly going back to either to somebody or to doing something or having a second chance. But by the end of the month, I see you making this decision. You're poised and ready to make this decision and really go, quite quickly into whatever this new phase or new opportunity is. Now let's go ahead and get you an additional message, Aries. So one additional message for Aries for the month of March. What does Aries need to know? One additional message for Aries for the month of March. And we will take that one. And it is truth, higher self. And, the King of Swords is somebody who's very sort of forthright, very truthful. So that's interesting. Let's go ahead and let me find my guidebook. Hold on. There we go. Okay. So this is card number 21. So 2 and 1 is 3. And, this could have to do with what I was saying with the 5 of Pentacles about needing to ask for help. If we think like the 3 of Pentacles, 3s in the tarot generally have to do with growth and expansion. They can also be like partnering up with somebody else, like in the case of the 3 of Pentacles. But let's have a look here. Card 21 says, Truth, higher self, honesty, clarity, discipline, intellect. Well, that is all about the King of Swords, right? And that ties in beautifully. Your higher self is present, activating your powers of reason and intellect. It asks you to develop clarity and objectivity when looking at your life rather than interpreting events through the murky and distorted waters of emotion. Strive to see the reality of what happened in the past so you can acquire a more accurate understanding of what's going on. You may notice things that make you uncomfortable or challenge your ethics. Ask your higher self to give you the courage to stand up for your truth and address difficult situations at their core rather than distance yourself or pretend you don't see the real problems because they make you uncomfortable. Like the child in the fairy tale, The Emperor's New Clothes, your higher self is motivating you to not only see life more deeply, but to also share your perceptions with those around you. This is the time, for example, to address your unbalanced budget and look for ways to cut corners. It's also the time to acknowledge your ever-expanding waistline and seek out what's really eating at you. This is when you need to step away from your emotions and dispassionately study the problems at hand so that you can come to a solution without blame and projection. Ask yourself what the problem is, not who the problem is. Only then can you begin to find real solutions with productive outcomes. Your higher self is sharpening your perception and clarifying your views so that you can make important and necessary changes at this time. As Carl Jung once said, when the diagnosis is correct, the healing begins. And your higher self's message is, look for the truth behind appearances, which is so interesting because the message from your higher self here, right, the devil, this was all about like the need for balance, right? That was the message with the devil card, and it's exactly what this is talking about, right? Addressing your unbalanced budget. So spending too much, eating too much, right? The need to bring things into balance. And then the overall message of the King of Swords, I mean, the key words when we think of the King of Swords, it's sort of clarity and intellect. And all of that was like right here, intellect, clarity, discipline, and honesty. So definitely this truth card ties in perfectly with what's going on with you this month. So I do hope that the messages have helped. I thank you for joining me today. I look forward to reading for you again, and just know that I'm sending you much peace, love, and light for a wonderful month of March. Bye for now.